morning. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Hope you're all starting your wonderful Sundays in a positive way. I've only watched one fight so far from UFC. Can't wait to sit down a little bit later and consume the rest because that looked like an absolute epic night of fighting with crowds back, and it got me buzzing. It got me thinking about how good football is going to sound and feel in a few weeks' time when we start getting fans back, and God willing, that will happen. But morning to all of you. Make sure like buttons are being hit. Whether you're already a subscriber or you're right now about to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications next to it as well. Very, very important to the Football Terrace that you get that done. And yeah, the voice is still a little bit husky today, but it will get better. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. A little bit of lemsip, a little bit of lemon and honey, and it'll all be grand. We're here this morning to talk about Raphael Varane. Predominantly, Jules Kounde's name has come up again. And it's important to give the backstory here when it comes to both these centre-backs and their potential moves to the Premier League. Now, we know that it's no hidden secret that Manchester United have been searching and pushing to sign a new centre-back ahead of next season. Jules Kounde was somebody that we looked at, along with Konate and a few other centre-backs that Man United made inquiries about. But the number one target for Manchester United for a while now has been Raphael Varane. Talks have happened with his representatives about a move to Old Trafford, and things seem pretty positive. Chelsea, on the other hand, have also been shopping for a new centre-back. Gimenez is a player they've been looking at as a club for well over 18 months. He is on their list. Only a few days ago, some of the world's most credible transfer journalists spoke about Jules Kounde and how Chelsea were leading the race to sign him. Kounde himself, very, very keen to join the West London outfit and move to the Premier League. But in the last few days, it now transpires that Chelsea have changed their focus. Of course, we know Raphael Varane was a possible signing and was a target and a possible signing for Manchester United, especially with the Real Madrid president, Florentino Perez, opening the door and basically saying if any player doesn't want to be here, we're happy to move them on. We also know that Real Madrid have got major financial problems. Nobody can deny that. You just can't get away from it. They've got serious financial issues at the club. It's the reason that they are still, as far as I'm aware, still pushing to join the Super League because they want the money above and beyond anything else. But ever since that's been said, it is now reported that Varane is now Tuchel's number one target, putting aside Gimenez and putting aside Kounde, focusing on bringing the French international, of course, multiple Champions League winning centre-back to Stamford Bridge. Excuse me. But what does this mean for Manchester United? Jules Kounde was dead set on joining Chelsea. Now Manchester United's number one target that they feel they had a good chance of signing is now the number one target of Chelsea. We know Chelsea run their club better. We know they get their transfers done quicker. We know they win the majority of their transfer battles and fights as well. So from a Man United fan's point of view, we're going to open up the lines for you to come on and have your say. What do you make of these headlines? And from a Chelsea supporter's perspective, how does this make you feel? You know, you've gone from Gimenez to Kounde, now to Raphael Varane. Your targets seem to get bigger and bolder every single step of the way. And I just want to know what you think and you feel. I'm going to go to your comments right now, but make sure those like buttons are being hit for us this morning on the terrace. Morning, Noz. I hope you are well. Oliver's comment here just says Ben White. And that's going to be the fear, isn't it? That's going to be the fear for many, many people, that Man United end up just signing a Ben White level player. And I mean no disrespect to Ben White, but United need a leader. They even need someone who is tipped to go on to be a superstar, or they need a leader, somebody with experience, somebody that has been there, done it, and worn the t-shirt. Look at the difference at Chelsea this season when Thiago Silva plays. Now he's 36 years of age. They need to look beyond him, but the difference in quality is just astronomical. Alex here says, as a Chelsea fan, this makes me happy, but I doubt he'll join us. It'll be a dream, though. Do you know what, Alex? I would say this. Transfers are always hard, but you've got more chance, in my opinion, than anybody else in the Premier League to bring him in. There's no doubt about it. Sandra here, one of our wonderful members, says, "Hope you are well, Terry. However, whoever gets Varane will be very lucky indeed." And that's true. That is very, very true. Joshy here says United are going to sign an obscure defender, someone who we haven't even heard of, someone like Dan James. Well, the only hope is if we do that, that signing actually helps. It's the next Varane, the next Koulibaly, the next VVD. That's the only thing you could hope for in that. But the fact that Chelsea want the same players as us, it makes me nervous. I don't see Man United beating Chelsea in the race. I really don't see that happening. Terry, can you imagine a Varane and Thiago partnership? I mean, it won't last long because of the age of Thiago, but for a year or two, that could be practical. Chelsea are already practically impenetrable. Practically. And another clean sheet yesterday as an example. What is that, like 16 in 21 games? With Varane at the back, it very, very difficult. Very, very difficult indeed. Terry, say, "I feel invincible." You sound like Pop Smoke. I don't know who Pop Smoke is. I'm going to find out, though. There we go. There's a comment here from Micah who says, "Terry, I think the Glazers might be desperate to get big signings like Varane and Sancho to please the fans and get them back on side." That could be the case. That'd be nice to a degree. But we need to make sure these big signings are what we want and what we need for the team, as opposed to just they sign some stars and they shut the fans up. They shut the fans up and they stop them from moaning. That's not what I would want to see personally in that way. Brian here says, "Is there any truth to the Ronaldo links?" Cristiano Ronaldo gets, as far as I can remember, since I've been active on social media, since sort of 2013, Cristiano Ronaldo has been linked back with a move back to Manchester United. Wherever he is, if there's a bit of disharmony, he's linked with the move to Manchester United. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. You can't get away from it. It's just the way it works, it's the way it operates. It's how it goes. But we're going to share the link now for you to come on and have your say. I'm going to share it on our Discord server. If you're not part of that Discord server, my first question is, why not? That's a madness. Get yourselves over to that right about now. I'm going to share the link to call in the general chat box. I'm going to share it in there now. So get yourself across to that. Oh, why did I do that? I do that all the time. I don't know how I did that. Press the wrong button. There we go. That's that. And now I have that's sent. That's done. So you can go get the link. You can call in and have your say this morning. KJ's here with me. Morning, mate. How are you?
This news is not good, man. This news is not good. Obviously, first of all, hashtag Blazers out. Bundo's pagans, fam. We need to get them gone. We need to get them gone out of here. But I've seen reports that they don't want to sell. So I'm like, okay, cool. We need now demands. We need to make our voices heard of what we need to see from these pricks, bruv. And in terms of the news of Lorango and Chelsea, I remember when he came up before and we was talking about it. There's a potential interest from Chelsea to get Varane. Now it sounds like there's proper interest that they want Varane and he's their first choice. It's done. It's done. If he leaves, if Varane leaves Real Madrid to go to a Premier League club, it will be Chelsea. Man United can't compete, and this is why these pagans need to get gone because they have depreciated us. They have ruined our name. They've tarnished our reputation to such a degree that why would Varane even think about joining Man United when you've got a Chelsea offer? It's an absolute, again, I say, these pagans have killed us, bruv, and they need to get gone. But yeah, it looks like Chelsea, if Chelsea go in for him, they're going to get him. And Man United's transfer window is seriously at risk now. It was at risk even before all this started with the Super League and the protests. It was always at risk.
Yeah.
But now with Chelsea in the mix, sharking around, we're in a we're in serious danger of having another crap window because these idiots don't care. I saw that comment before saying, "Oh, maybe they will spend money on big transfers because they want us to appease us." They don't care about us, bro. That's why we need to hit their pockets, fam, because they don't care. They ain't gonna do no big transfer window for what? They're probably more likely to punish us than they are to actually care about us and try and make the team better. So yeah, bun those pagans. I hope someone slashes their tires and they step on the the plugs. I hope they step on the plugs right side up, bruv. I don't care, bruv. Like, screw them.
That's quite a good thing to wish on them because it's not life threatening, but it's painful. So yeah, it's very clever. Excuse me, terrible cold that's come through overnight. But I think what's interesting here from Neeks, and I think this may play a part, and it's absolutely right. I've now lost the comment from Neeks because the screen moves. There it is. No guarantee Chelsea get top four. That would be maybe the only saving. I don't going toe to toe with Chelsea for a player in this era we're in with their manager versus our manager, their club versus our club. I don't see us winning. However, if we've got Champions League football and they don't, then there's a distinct possibility. But yeah,
Neeks, I get your point, bro. I get your point, but they've got a 3-point gap now. It's done. it is done. They are very hard to beat right now. They've only lost one game in the league since Tuchel's been here.
Yeah.
It's done. I think for me, that is their top four secured after that win yesterday. They've knocked out a rival. Liverpool slipped up. That's it. But you know what I mean? Like, they're just going to continue doing what they're doing and secure that top four, maybe even finish third.
No, I completely and utterly agree. Tahir says how fans can be manipulated by a few players your team buys. That's also a fair point as well. I tweeted last night. Ollie coming out with. It's interesting. I've seen Ollie do 2 or 3 interviews now. Some in the press conference. Well, kind of an interview. He did some in Norwegian that translated very well, and then he did more that came out last night that were a little bit more sort of like, have good relate. It was just very neutral. I still felt, and what I love about it is most of the comments were, "I don't care what he says. Let's focus, clears it out." I want that to remain if we lose to Leeds today. I want that to remain if we get knocked out of the Europa League. I want that to remain if we win the Europa League and if we sign 2 stars in the first 2 days after the league finishes. We sign Varane and Sancho. I want Glaze it out to continue. There is nothing they can do for me now. I'm actually at a point where I don't even care if we start to get success under them. I just want them gone from my football club because I think they're leeches, and that's what we've got to hope for. So I hear you there, Tahir, completely. We're going to go to your calls. We're going to get you on to have your say this morning, but make sure you're hitting that like button. Please share this stream on your social media platforms with friends, family, WhatsApp groups, and all that jazz. We're going to move across to the normal calling functionality here. And I'm going to go to Max Watto to start with. Morning, Max. You're looks like a Liverpool fan by the looks of it. What do you want to say?
I just want to talk about that. Chelsea look like a really dangerous proposition next year. You look at how they've started under Tuchel and the signings they're going to make, and everyone talks about Man City as this great team. That they aren't the team that got 100 points and won back-to-back titles. They can slip up, and this Chelsea team's going to get top 4. I don't see how they miss out now, and they're going to get signings. That's just how Abramovich rolls.
So, with these signings and everything you just said, how do you see or envisage Chelsea doing next season?
I can see between that 80 and 90 point mark.
No, but one sec. I mean this with respect. I don't care about the points. Where do you see them finishing? Winning the league, second, trophies? What do you see them doing?
Semi-finals to final of the Champions League and a first or second finish.
There we go. That'll be big improvements for them. Max, top man, thank you for coming on, having your say, brother. Really do appreciate that. Next on the show, we have another Max. Max, welcome to the Terrace, Man United fan. What do you want to say? You're on mute if you're trying to talk. Oh, he disappeared. He done it. He done one. Next then on the show, we have Sanjar Hussain. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, Terry. I hope you're doing well. Same to you, KJ. First off, I just wanted to say that there's a decision for Varane between United or Chelsea, and I just wanted to remind everyone that unfortunately we chose Phil Jones over Raphael Varane back then, and that's probably the worst mistake we've made. And yeah, like Sir Alex Ferguson, he's rated this player for a very long time, so it shows that you know, I think some people still slate him because of his Man City disaster. Some people are still against him. I've seen some people say, don't get him, get Jules Kounde instead. But I always say, form is temporary, class is permanent. And he's done very well this season as well. What I will say, though, is honestly, I think he's a better fit for Chelsea than he is for United. And I know it sounds a bit strange, but I think in Real Madrid, the benefit he had was that he had someone very aggressive like Sergio Ramos next to him. And I do think if he plays at United, Harry Maguire isn't as aggressive as Ramos. I don't even think he's as aggressive as Thiago Silva, in my opinion. And so that's just my take on it. I think regardless where he goes, both sides are going to improve because he's a good passer of the ball. He's always going to put a tackle in. He's very good in the air as well. I think that's one thing for Lindelof. He's not very good in the air. But yeah, wherever he goes, it's just a matter of, this team is going to improve no matter what. I want to see him at United just because we've been linked with him for so long. So it only, like it'd be like something out of your chest. Like finally, we finally got him. So yeah, but the thing is, we might sign him because the Glazers are going to be like, okay, let's satisfy the fans, so they might shut up for a bit. That kind of is what happened with the Bruno Fernandes signing. There was a protest supposed to be on the day of his debut, but that didn't happen because everyone went to watch his debut instead. And yeah, I'm just hoping, I hope he goes to United. But if United miss out on him and get someone else like a Jules Kounde, I won't mind. But yeah, I just hope we get the defense a bit sorted because I think it's time we start to kind of level up a little bit from Lindelof and Bailly.
Yeah, listen, I don't think anything you said there is outrageous or beyond correct in terms of who and where he might go. Great call, mate. Thank you very much for coming on, having your say. Really appreciate that, buddy. Next up on the show, we have Pan. Pan, welcome to the channel. What are you saying, bro?
Hello, Terrace. Good morning.
Morning. What do you want to say, brother?
Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan. I want to talk about Raphael Varane signing.
Go for it.
Yeah, I don't think he's a good signing for Chelsea. He's a good player, first of all. Yes, you can't deny that. But I don't think he's a good signing for Chelsea, given the fact that we already have 5 centre back at the club. Then we still have the Fakir Tomori on loan at AC Milan, of which we are looking forward as Chelsea fans to bring him back to the club. So I don't think signing Raphael Varane again is a priority for Chelsea. I think what Chelsea needs now is a good striker that can give us at least 20 goals a season and a deep line playmakers like someone of a Fabregas kind of who can create those chances because we have Jorginho, yes, but he doesn't create enough strikers. He doesn't play those Fabregas kind of passes. So I don't think centre back is a priority for Chelsea now.
I mean, I get your point and that you don't think it's a priority. What I would say is that the biggest links you've had as a club to players in the last 4 or 5 weeks is continually centre back. So my advice to Chelsea fans would be, Tuchel's come in, he's made you a better team. You look amazing. Trust him. I honestly, right now, if I was a Chelsea fan, I would say I don't care what I want or what I think. I'm trusting Tuchel 110%.
Yeah, we trust him quite all right. We trust him. If you look at the way we play now, we are playing with 3 at the back, and I don't think from next season we will go and play with 3 at the back because 3 at the back is limiting us from scoring more goals. We struggle to score because there's no much creativity up front. And okay, let's take the game for example, West Ham yesterday. When West Ham were attacking, you see them attacking with 4 to 5 men at the box, but for Chelsea, you just find 2, 3 players. So it's limiting us to score goals. So I don't think we really need more centre backs. Instead, we are looking for ways to get one of two centre backs of the club.
Yeah. So if you're looking to get two centre backs, maybe a lot of the times that managers use three at the back is because they're not convinced with the overall strength of two playing together. So that would make sense that to do all the things you've said, you need another centre back. So centre back may be what's needed to make your attack better because of balance, and balance is so key in football, mate. Thank you very much for your call. Really do appreciate that, mate. Thank you. From your point of view, KJ, do you think that's what Tuchel's going to do next year? If he signs Varane, Koundé, do you think it will be four at the back, or do you think he'll stick with his current system?
No, Tuchel's a smart manager. He's a smart man. I think he came in, saw the centre back options he had, and was like, right, these guys are not the best in the back four. Their form has been not great under a back four, so let me do a back three that I know that can get these guys through, because individually, the Chelsea centre backs aren't amazing. They're good, but they're not top tier. Thiago Silva is very, very good. Like he's world class when he's fit, but he's also getting on. Rudiger, you've seen him make many mistakes. Christensen makes many mistakes. Zuma makes many mistakes. So you've got centre backs there who are prone to make mistakes, and that's because he can't play in the back too. So he's come in and been like, right, I'm going to just secure the defensive line and we go forward from there. I feel next season, if he gets the centre back he wants, you can see him transitioning to a back four, because then he will have a better defensive line and more trust in his defenders, and he have better quality defenders to do that. So yeah, I feel like once they get the Varane, I can see Varane, Thiago Silva, or if Chelsea are smart, they bring back Tomori and have a back line of Tomori, Varane, and they're set. You know what I mean? They are sorted. If they can convince Tomori to stay, and then you move on the likes of Rudiger or Zuma or Christensen or two of them, and you move forward. Because if Thiago Silva is your backup centre back, leading from behind in the coaching area, in the coaching room, with all the training, helping out Tomori, helping out Varane, they're set for a good year or two with him there, and then he moves on, and then you've already got two centre backs ready to go. So yeah, man, like they're looking dangerous, bro. Absolutely dangerous.
Yeah, there's no doubt that they are. I look at Chelsea right now, and I see a club that I see them on the brink of something special, and that specialness could start this season. They could win an FA Cup and a Champions League and finish in the top four. And when you consider where they were when Tuchel took over, that for me means that they've had a better season than Man City if they win those two tournaments, because as in Tuchel's Chelsea have had a better season than Pep's Man City. Chelsea as a football club, it's debatable because you're looking at an overall season, but what Tuchel has done to come in that time, I still don't think he's instilled his philosophy to its fullest extent. I think it's a variation or a part of it, and he's getting the best out of the players that he's got. There's comments here saying that Zuma will leave at the end of the season, and maybe that will be true. And they've got good centre backs. Rudiger's good, Zuma's good, Christensen. I think they're all good centre backs. What they don't have is any world-class centre back outside of Thiago Silva, but he's 36 years old, so you've got to look beyond him. When they make that area of their pitch better, honestly, I see them winning the league next year. Like, legitimately, if they keep playing the way they are, they could win the league. Nobody can, even Man City. That was the acid test. They played Man City. Man City couldn't break them down. We're going to be doing previews tomorrow night. I actually realized something. We've been so busy with Super League coverage this week, we didn't preview the Carabao Cup final. That's how mad, how busy we've been. But we're going to be Monday night. We're going to be previewing Monday and Tuesday evenings. We're going to be previewing the semi-finals, and I don't think Real Madrid are going to be able to break Chelsea down. They're just the way they work, and it isn't. We did a video on it a week or so ago. It isn't even how good they are defensively, it's how hard the whole team works. And what really makes me laugh about it's one of these. I am taking a dig here at football hipsters, but I can't help myself. All they ever talk about is the passing, the patterns, and the movement. And the trying. It's always about the aesthetically pleasing elements of the managers like Tuchel's and Pep Guardiola's. They rave about. And when I think of certain managers, running and working hard and passion, do you know what really makes me upset? Is that Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel and Jurgen Klopp's systems when they work can't function without work rate and passion and desire. They are built upon it. They are the foundation of what makes it work. And I think if you watch Tuchel's men play, the strikers track back. We know that Kante's everywhere anyway, but he's doing it. Their fullbacks get back and their their inside forwards get back and defend and cover their fullbacks. The overall pattern and collectiveness of the team is just phenomenal. And as a Man United fan watching, legitimately fearful.
Yo,
These players.
I was one of the first people to say Chelsea are back in it. Because I could see what's going on. I could see what Tuchel was doing. I'm just like, for flip's sake, man. You know what I mean? It made me feel ill because I looked at them. It's like, they're actually good again. You've got an excellent manager. The players that you brought in are playing better. Like Werner, yes, he may be missing chances still, but his overall game is improving. Havertz's overall game is improving. And when you see those improvements, that's when you've got to be worried. That is when you've got to be worried. And they've frozen out players like Tammy Abraham. That's not a good thing, you know. Like I don't care what anyone says. Tammy Abraham is not a top 6 striker. So the fact that he's no longer playing as much is not a good thing, because now they're going to be looking for a top level striker to go in that attack, and we're screwed. And what's Man United left with? Koundé? I know he's got a good reputation and people like him, but 80 million? Is he really worth that much? Is he really that good? Will he really elevate someone like Maguire for 80 million pounds? Like, there's so many question marks over this brother now, because people have taken time to look at his game. And you're like, well, you're not that tall. You're quick. Are you that physical? Can you come to the Premier League and deal with a Chris Wood, a Barnes? You know what I mean? Troy Deeney's back. You know what I mean? Troy Deeney is now back in the Prem because Watford got promoted.
Let me ask you a question then. Would you rather 25 million Ben White or take a risk on 80 million pound Koundé?
Give me Ben White. 25 mil. You told me 25 mil? Give me Ben White. Because the risk on Koundé is too much. It's too much. If you go and buy Ben White for 25 mil, you then have more money to go reinforce the centre defensive area, which would then help him. You know what I mean? Yeah. That would then help our defense and help Ben White not be exposed as much as he would do now with McTominay and Fred and Matic and them and there.
I think
80 million on Koundé. Nah, bro, that's not it. That's not it.
Well, I think that's the issue, isn't it? It's the balance and who else we spend the money on, how much money we've got. There is less risk. Like Ben White would trigger more people in the short term as a signing. But if Koundé doesn't work out and we drop 80 bars on him, then there's a lot of trouble there. There's a lot more kickback and a lot more pressure and a lot more issues. But this is a decision that Myrtle, Fletcher, and Ollie between them as a collective have got to get right. There's a comment here from Viking Red who says, why this crap? He's covering big agenda. Transfer ban coming for the Super Six. Let me just say this to you now, bro. As much as the Premier League, other Premier League clubs and European clubs might want to punish any team that went into the top 6, putting them all on the transfer ban is bad news for them, because the smaller clubs, especially outside the Prem, rely on the big clubs buying players. That's how they generate a lot of their income. So you give them all the transfer ban, you're cutting off your own nose to spite your face. It won't be. They won't do it. They won't do that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, this is not me saying I want Ben White. I'm answering a question. You know what I'm saying? Before people think, oh, KJ would want Ben White. Oh, no. Listen, I got asked the question. I got given the prices for 2 players, and I picked the one that I felt would be for best for our situation. If I had a choice, I really wouldn't sign neither. You know what I mean? Like at Koundé's price and at Ben White's level, don't really want neither of them really. But then you ask me who would I want, And that's the thing. I want Varane. Like, that's the only one I want because he's proven, he's a winner, he's got everything. And there's a high chance of us losing out on him to Chelsea. So it's like, who do I want after that? We are got slim pickings because the quality is centre back right now. Well, football is it's not there. Like Alaba, like even Alaba, I know he's not a centre back per se. That's not his best position, but he's gone off to Real Madrid. So legit, what is there? What is out there for Manchester United to get that isn't Varane? It's looking peak.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. And as we say, Chelsea are gonna. This is why it's a big summer. City. I think Liverpool will be back next year as a better overall team. Chelsea are going to be firing from day one, so that already puts you competing for that. That for me is okay. Can we keep up with City? There's no evidence of that. Chelsea are going to fly. They're going to be hard to keep up with. If Liverpool bounce back, they're going to be hard to keep up with. So there's one space remaining in top four. Like we've got to do well this summer to maintain what. There's no doubt about it. There's a comment here I want to go to as well from Glazer Out that says, Terry, lots of reliable in the know accounts think the Glazers are looking to sell. Do you know what's really interesting? A report came out yesterday evening that I was reading, and I thought it was very, very telling indeed. And the Glazers have always wanted somewhere in the region of about £4 billion for Manchester United, but nobody's ever been willing to pay them that much money. The report suggested that the Glazers were keen for the Super League to go through because they believed that would get them their asking price and then they would sell. The irony is that they were more, according to this report, they were more likely to sell if the Super League went through. And do you know what's really interesting? I would have loved that to have come out before the Super League was announced, because it would have just been intrigued to see the reaction of Man United fans if, I know it's horrible for football, but it means we get rid of the Glazers. I would have just loved to have seen it as a social experiment. Whether we as fans, we demand integrity and morality, but would we remain? I know I certainly would. But yeah,
I'll be torn, bro. I'll be torn.
Yeah, it says here the Glazer family have reportedly set a price of £4 billion to sell United. Remember, it's valued at £3 billion. United fans are furious with the owners of the Super League. The Red Devils are one of 12 clubs. The Glazers reportedly believe the price would have been met if the Super League went through. That's also a great PR spin from them. Let me add, what a way to spin back into the media, say, we would have sold if you lot would have let the Super League go through, because that makes people think, maybe. Because I'm telling you now, if there was fan support, if all of the top 6 clubs fans supported it, they wouldn't have pulled away. They would not have pulled away. They would have gone with it. So they're almost throwing it back at you to say, we'd have gone if you'd have let us do this. And but the reason is, it goes back to what I said the other day, KJ. No one's buying Man United for £4 billion unless they can run it as a business. Because you've got, unless you're super rich and you don't mind, most other billionaires are not going to drop £4 billion of their own money. They're going to either buy it with debt or they're going to want to look to get a return from it, grow its value and then sell it again, which means we're being run in the same way the Glazers run us. They may employ better people to do the day-to-day running, but the overall... Sorry, an advert played. I thought I was in church. And it's a difficult one for me because it feels like if we sell it to someone for those reasons, we're going to get the same type of owners. What we need is legislation from the government, 50+1 rule. It devalues a club, and then any owner buying in is buying in for the right reasons. Nobody can then the bad reasons. It protects everybody moving forward. It means if a billionaire buys your club, you can be like, I'm super excited.
But terrible. And then this morning, is it S. Mullock? What's his name? Simon Mullock from the Mirror. Obviously, it's the Mirror, so you can't really fully put your faith in them. But he said today, Manchester United are not for sale. The Glazers have made it clear to senior club officials that they will not sell the club despite the furore over the involvement in the plans for the Super League. The Glazers still regard Manchester United as a valuable asset that will continue to bank them millions in dividends in the coming years.
His name's Simon?
Simon Mullock.
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah.
That's for the Mirror.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying this for the sake of saying it for my viewers here. I did tell everybody that a good few days ago. In the sense of, I just knew they wouldn't. There was no. I spoke to someone I know that's pretty well connected the other day. None of the three that have had the major protests, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, as in fans wanting their clubs to sell. None of their owners want to sell. Right now, they're making too much money out of their football clubs to sell. There's no mileage in it. The only way they sell is if a billionaire offers well above the price. So Man United are valued at between 2.8 and 3 billion. If someone offers them 4 billion, and I like to some people 1, 2, 3 to 4 doesn't sound like a big jump, but when it comes to billions, that's 1,000 million. That isn't a US billion of 100 million. That's a British billion, which is 1,000 million. 1,000 million. To put that into do you know what I mean? To how much that is. Man United turnover a year is about 500 million pounds to turn. The profits are like say 30, 40 million a year. 1,000 billion extra over its valuation just to buy the club. It's colossal. So no one's doing that unless they can make a return or they have a deep desire for the club. And so currently, no one that has £4 billion cash in their bank account wants to buy it. Now, the guy that wants to buy Arsenal, I think he's worth in pounds about 3 bill. If Arsenal want 3 bill for it, that's even if that guy's money's all in cash. That means he spends all his money. Nothing else. You have to get a consortium together. You then get a consortium together, and does everybody have the same desire as that gentleman from Spotify to run it as a football club only? You can't guarantee these things. And I'm not saying don't sell, but for me, the ideal way to sell is with legislation in place from the government so that everybody is protected as much as possible. But it's a mad one. We're going to go to some more calls here. We're going to get Aaron on the line. Aaron, welcome back to the Terrace. What do you want to say about this Raphael Varane news?
It's interesting. I mean, firstly, when I heard that advert, I was like, well, I thought I was in church because Donny Rovers need a prayer right now. But yeah, on the Raphael Varane news, it's interesting. I think if Man U got him, I think that it would just paper over the cracks. It would just paper over the cracks because, you know, we all know the owners aren't good enough. We all know that these owners only care about greed and money, and they'll use it. Like we heard about the reason why they wanted to, they could be selling. And, you know, if we had the Super League, you know, we could have sold the club. And it was like, no, that's a massive PR spin, man. They're just trying to take these fans for mugs. And some fans will fall into the trap. I've got no doubt about it. No matter how much we want the Glazers to go as neutrals and as Man U fans, you know, there's some fans in there that want them to stay because they know a few signings will twist their story. In terms of Jules Kounde, do I find that as a good backup option if they don't get Raphael Varane? It's a pacey defender, but he's not. I don't think he's proven yet. I don't think that he's that proven age yet. So I think give him an extra year and then maybe add him with Varane. If you're going to get Varane, get Koundé the next season if he doesn't move. Because imagine that as a partnership rather than Lindelof and Harry Maguire. And it all depends on someone who's interested in Manchester United coming in, taking over and giving the fans what they want. And that's a competitive squad to compete for the Premier League title. But yeah, big up yourself, Terry. Big up KJ. And yeah, we need. I was speaking about Man United needing some defenders. We need a complete clear out this summer. We need a new manager. We need a new talent ID. We need a new squad. We need a new staff. We need new everything. It was embarrassing yesterday. Absolutely embarrassing. And those players. I mean, I watched the game. Yesterday, and none of those players ran about. The goal we conceded, they were just jogging, like they didn't even sprint to get the ball back. They just jogged. They were standing still. They didn't have any work rate. They didn't have. None of the players cared, and it was.
Why are they not playing for your badge?
Well, coincidentally, the people that are not playing for the badge is either loan players or they're out of contract in the summer. So they're either playing to get paid at the end of the week, or they're playing because they want to impress their parent clubs, or they're playing because they want to move on at the end of the season. But 2 years ago when Grant McCann first of all, congratulations to Hull City for their promotion with Grant McCann, coincidentally one of our former managers. He walked away. We had 7 contracted people, 7 players left, and we had to completely rebuild under Darren Moore. Now, from what I've been told from inside sources, it looks like we're going to have 7 or 8 contracted players this summer. Everyone else walks. I'm going to have to rebuild from the ground up again with either Richie Wellens or, I mean, we're apparently the favourite at the minute. It's Paul Heckingbottom.
Sounds exciting. That it just shows that players aren't proper Donny in it. You need more proper Donny. Kiss the badge, knee-slide merchants, bro.
Yeah, you need like Donny DNA, the Donny way. That's what you need.
That's what I mean. Like I said, Paul Heckingbottom's the favourite at the minute to be manager, according to the book.
He's good.
Yeah, he took Barnsley up and things like that. I mean, if you go down the bookies, you see some very unrealistic names like Frank Lampard, and I'm not lying. But no, we need some proper Donny DNA. But lastly, I want to say commiserations to Swindon Town and Bristol Rovers for their relegation. Congratulations to Watford. Congratulations to Hull City. And let's just see what happens. And first of all, and also good luck to James Coppinger in his retirement. It's been confirmed that he will retire at the end of the season after 17 years at the club. So over 800 appearances. And Rovers side die. We go on to Peterborough on Tuesday. And if they beat us, they're up as well. So, and that's another former Donny manager as well, which is quite embarrassing. So let's hope we don't capitulate and embarrass ourselves on Tuesday. But I've got a feeling we probably might do.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Thank you very much, bro.
All right, the best update from the EFL I've ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying?
No, he knows his stuff. I love how if you just mention Donny to him once,
he just goes, bro. He just goes. Oh man. But yeah,
knowledge for days. Knowledge for days.
All right, we love to see it.
Yeah, it just shows there is football outside here. It just shows, doesn't it? In 4 years, Doncaster will beat United. English pub teams like Palace and Burnley can, so why not Donny? I mean, look, I know that's a knock, but there we go. What's your head saying today, mate, ahead of the big Carabao Cup final?
Man United win 2-1.
Man United?
Yeah, because that cup final don't matter because Man City are going to win it anyway. So, like, I might as well just focus on the real game here. You know what I'm saying? Man City are winning. Like, there's no Ryan Mason new manager bounce can get them through this game. Like, it's done. Man City are ready. They've gone through the pain of getting knocked out of the FA Cup by Chelsea. And you know when them man get embarrassed, they're ready to come again and slap someone up. And that game against Villa wasn't the game. So this is the game where they go out and just destroy somebody. And it will be Spurs, unfortunately. Another trophy this season for the Spuds.
When I saw that Harry Kane may not be fit, it looks like he's going to be fit for the game now. When I saw that he wasn't, that was the gods saying Spurs win. Because wouldn't it be poetic if Spurs win their first trophy in like nearly 15 years, but he was injured and he didn't get a medal? Like, they would almost be like bittersweet. So with Harry Kane being fit, I'm putting my money. I'm literally putting my money on Man City winning that game. Of course, we'll be live after Leeds versus Man United and Man City Tottenham final today. So make sure you're tuning in for that, as well as Midnight Vibes at midnight. Safe here says, send me the link, Walad. All right, mate. I'll give you 2 minutes. I'll give you less than 2 minutes to come on, Safe. I'm only putting Safe on. If you want to call in, Safe, there you go, Walad. His little call was like, I think it's done like 60,000 views.
Because he wants Donald Trump to take over Manchester United. Like, we've gone from one pagan to another. Like,
can you imagine?
Oh no, I'd hate that. I like, Terry, we need to keep this up. We need, as a fan base, we need to have demands. We can't be just doing this whole sell or nothing. It's either sell or give us X, Y, Z, and then sell. You know what I mean? Like we need to see visible change and evidence that relate to what we're saying, because if we just protest while we're saying sell up, they're not going to sell up, and then what happens next? You know what I'm saying? It'd be very big.
I hear that. Right, he's backstage. Safe is with us. Here he is. What you saying, Safe?
Hey guys, KJ, please, KJ, I want one favor from you. Could you do it for me?
Okay.
Could you please
Depends what it
persuade
is.
Terry that Donald Trump should buy Manchester United? Please,
No, I'm not
please,
doing that. No.
please, because Terry isn't convinced that he wants the Glazers out, but he doesn't want Trump to buy us. I asked him which owners do you want, which owners do you want, which owner? Oh gosh, what I can't say it. What type of owner do you want Manchester United to be bought by? He doesn't know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, yeah, safe. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Like, like if Terry don't want Trump in power, Terry don't want Trump in power. It makes it sound like I'm talking about the USA. But yeah, I can't say that. I can't convince Terry because, bruv, I don't want Trump.
okay,
So
Safe. Let me
another
ask you this. Safe. I will say this about Donald. If we sign Donald Trump, if Donald Trump bought Manchester United, it would
yes,
certainly raise some eyebrows.
Terry. If Trump bought Man United, I'll be the happiest man. You should hire me as a co-host on the Football Terrace. That's fact.
Would it raise your eyebrows?
Of course, it will raise my eyebrows. I mean, if you need some, yeah, to fix your hairline, I could give him some of my eyebrows.
oh, hey, nah, listen.
I
Just
got
for that,
burned.
wait. Just for that, Terry, let Donald Trump buy Man United. Just for that, let Donald Trump buy Man United.
Yeah. Do you know what, bro? I will. I will. Yeah.
I
I
just want to
do
say
that.
one more thing. About number 9 striker, I think Man United should go for Holland or Mbappe, not Harry Kane.
Oh, why?
Because Harry Kane, he isn't that fast player. He doesn't suit Manchester United. Manchester United play in the pace football, and Harry Kane will slow down our style of play like Lukaku. He's like very tough. Manchester United like to play fast football. So if we sign Holland or Mbappe, then Manchester United could beat teams easily. We can open up teams much faster.
Yeah.
I don't
Also,
know what you guys think.
Safe. Do you think United should get Varane?
Who's Roland? I haven't heard of him.
Wait, Raphael Varane.
Varane. Oh, the Real Madrid player. No, he's too slow. I don't think it's fast.
And who? So how about Jules Kounde?
Sorry?
Kounde from
Who's
Sevilla.
Koundé? I don't watch football. I just watch Man United games. Sorry.
Fair enough.
You just watched Man United games, but you just
Yes.
sat here speaking about Harry Kane, Haaland, and Mbappe. How often are they playing for Man United?
No, because I know them because they're much famous. So I know Mbappe, I know Holland, I know Harry Kane. But Harry Kane, he isn't a good player. He's rubbish. I don't know why KJ is laughing because Manchester United play fast football. Harry Kane will slow down our tempo.
Safe. Harry Kane's the top goal scorer in the Premier League. Is the Premier League rubbish? I just want to know, like, why?
No, but Harry Kane, he's a type of player where you need to have David Beckham, where you can whip the ball to him and he can score goals. He cannot drop from the deep and run past 2 or 3 players like Mbappe. He hasn't got the strength to do that. And that's just. Do you agree with me?
If you want me to, yes. If you want me to, like,
He hasn't got the
I
pace
mean-
of Mbappe, but he can dribble past people. He can beat people. He's a good foot.
He's-
I mean,
he's
can Harry
definitely
Kane would just, yeah,
So is Harry Kane as good as Rooney?
as good as who?
Rooney, yes.
Rooney.
Did
But
you
in
lend
terms of
your-
goals,
did you lend your
yeah.
eyebrows to Rooney as well? Is that how he did his hair transplant? Did you lend them to him? 'Cause they are
Well, no,
serious.
no, I
They are
didn't
some
know.
puppies, bruv. They are some puppies. I am jealous because there is more hair above your eye than on my head. It is true. It is
Yeah.
true. Listen, bro, thank you very much for coming on, having your say. Always
you, man.
appreciate it. Say top man. Mate, you know what? He makes me laugh, mate. And I always say this to YouTubers. If you give out a bit of stick, you got to be able to take it back. If you can't take it back, just one thing. I see a lot of YouTubers like tweet people or like dig into people on their shows, and then it happens to them and just hit the block button. You got to take the rough with a smooth. You know what I mean? That's what's proper strength, mate. Alpha steel, as we call it here. Violated though. He violated me on my own channel today. Everyone who's tuned in, you got to take it. You got to take it. Everyone who has tuned in today, thank you very, very much indeed. Hit that like and that share button. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll